Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys all so much for joining me. Today we're going to go ahead and be creating this punk kind of alt, goth, whatever you want to call it, a set. You guys know this is my favorite style, my personal preference. I do have a polygel overlay over my natural nails. As you guys know, I'm trying to maintain my natural nail length just to see how long they get. I do have a video up if you guys are interested in that. And so I'm going to be using this color by Nail Addict, the color Black Addict. They were formerly known as Nail Addict, and now they changed their name to Nail Reserve. So that is where you guys can get these gel polishes. They're super pigmented, just like how gorgeous this black color is. One coat, really nice coverage. I'm going to go in and cure that for 60 seconds. And here's how that looks. Super pretty. You guys can use my discount code PriscilaXO at checkout. Next, we're going to be using a silicone mold. So I'm going to be using this 𝚿𝚛𝚘𝚍𝚞 Nail Art Gel. Here's how this looks. It's a gorgeous kind of butterfly mold. Then I'm going to be using the saviland kind of thick liner here. And this is the one I'm going to be using here. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab that nail art gel or gel paint. It's very thick and it's super pigmented. So I do recommend to use painting gels with this mold in particular. And I'm just going to go in and gently fill that in. Just like so. I've seen on tutorials and videos to use gel polish, but I honestly don't like it. I prefer to do it like this. So here I'm just going to go ahead and quickly now speed this up so you guys do not get bored. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove that excess gel paint. So onto a little lint-free wiper, grabbing 91% isopropyl alcohol, a little card, and then just reusing that lint-free wipe to remove that excess. And so that gel paint gets in all those little crevices that we need for the little butterfly there. Super easy, and here's how it looks. And now I'm going to grab just a little kind of Q-tip sort of looking thing. I don't even know where I got these. They're bamboo sticks. They're great for cleaning up. And just with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, we're going to go ahead and clean up any gel paint we don't want. I think this is just easier. I just feel like the card, if you do it too harshly, it's not going to fill the crevices and it might take some paint. So I'm going to go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to cure it for another 10 seconds. So in total, 40 seconds here. Just because we're going to be doing chrome. When I do chrome, I always cure 40 seconds. Here's how that looks. We're going to grab some silver chrome. And then just rub that in very gently. All over that gel paint. Here's how this looks. Super stunning. Next, we're going to grab some base coats. And so I'm using this one by Ballerina. They no longer sell them anymore. But yeah, just a little dot of any base coat you have. And then using my liner brush, I'm going to go ahead and just spread that around where that butterfly is to encapsulate that chrome. Then again, remove the excess. Again, make sure you're applying a little bit of some isopropyl alcohol on your lint-free wipe so it's easier to clean your card or your scraper tool. And then boom, we're going to cure that for 60. And then just go ahead and wiggle it. You guys can see I'm just rolling my kind of mold just like so. Then it'll just kind of pop up. And then grabbing your tweezers, just go ahead and gently pick that up. And here's how beautiful this butterfly looks. Now grabbing some base coat, we're going to apply one very thin layer onto the nail here. Very thin, and do not cure this at all. Grab your butterfly and just place it right on there. So onto another nail, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I basically laid it flat. So again, we have an uncured layer of base coat. We're applying our little kind of butterfly there. Then here's how it looks. You guys can see it's going to stand right up. Everything's going to stick up and it's not going to lay flat. So we need that to lay flat. So I'm going to be using is a Ziploc bag or saran wrap if you have that as well. And this is the way I did it. I just went ahead and just pressed it down. I'm using that to just go around all the edges. And we're going to go in our flash cure lamp, flash cure for about 5 to 10 seconds. And just rub that down so it sticks down. And it's just going to flash cure that base coat. And then boom, you're able to just peel that saran wrap off. And then look how beautiful and nicely it is laid on now onto the nail. And that's basically what I did. Here you guys can see now. Here's how the butterfly looks. After that, we're going to just grab some top coat the nail, and then cure for 60 seconds. Now let's just grab some isopropyl alcohol, cleanse the nail, and we're going to be using my MelodySusie nail dust collector and a Model 1's 100x180 grit buffer. I'm going in and just gently buffing away that top coat layer. Not too much of it, we just want a buffed surface. This is because we are going to be using chrome powder. When using chrome powder, this is the only thing that helps me to stick the chrome powder where I want it to, and it's not going to just rub over places that I don't need it. And so yeah, after that, I'm removing the dust and we cleanse with some isopropyl alcohol. We're going to be using the saviland micro carving gel. I've had this product for over 3 years, never used it until today, and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I had this. They have so much colors. I believe it comes in a 12 pack. It's very thick. You guys can see it's nothing like gel paint. It's gonna maintain its form. It's just gonna be 3D. It's just gonna give you like a little pop to your little sets. And you guys can use the white one or black one, whichever you want. I prefer a more kind of like, not like a very super chromed look. I don't know how to explain it, but I prefer a little bit more of a light one. You guys can see the difference in between the chrome application if you were to do a white base or a black base. I did a black base for my butterfly. I wanted to be two different kind of chromes, and I'm gonna cure that for 30 seconds. Next, let's grab our chrome powder, and I'm literally almost out of it. I use this silver chrome powder a lot, so I was kind of trying to only use a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just rub that in over that microcarbon gel. You guys can see it sticks perfectly to that. We removed any excess with our nail dusting brush, and this is my Born Pretty Super Top Coat. I'm gonna go in and just top coat the entire nail and then cure for 60 seconds. As you guys can see, even after top coating the nail, it still maintains that 3D texture. Super nice. And we're gonna go in and then do a full cure of 60 seconds. Next, I'm gonna be going in with this Moto 1's 07 stunning gorgeous purple. This is probably one of my favorite colors, and we're gonna do one very thin coat of this purple and then cure that for 30 seconds. Next, we're gonna go in with that second layer that's gonna give us a much more dark, really gorgeous purple. We're gonna be using this Baby Nail Tip Primer, which is honestly just a very thick layer of base coat, mainly used for gel X. We're gonna go ahead and do a full cure of only 30 seconds. Next, we're going to be using this little kind of makeup palette that I actually found at a yard sale. It's literally in very good condition. I do not use makeup, but I thought this was perfect for nails, so I just went ahead and just grabbed it. And we're going to be using this little fluffy brush. I'm going to go in into that black color there. Just tap gently at the corner of the nail. Then we're going to add some black at the center. And then we're going to add some at the opposite end of the other corner there. Next, we're going to grab some top coat, and then I'm going to apply a very thick semi-layer first, all over the entire nail. Then we're going to go in and do a full cure of 60 seconds. Next, using this metallic drawing gel by Born Pretty, we're going to be using this fine liner that I actually got from this little, like, probably 36 pack of just random painting brushes, I believe. These are very cheap. They probably come for 96 cents in a ugly pack. Almost every little nail art kit that when you're starting out comes with these because they're so cheap. But honestly, they're pretty good quality. Just trim that little brush, remove some hairs with a cuticle nipper, and you have a very nice fine liner. It's pretty long. I would say it's about 15 millimeters, and it works really good. And so we're just doing a little spiral, if you haven't noticed there, just like so. And when using metallic drawing gels, usually I would recommend you to leave it maybe for 2 minutes to get that metallic look. I only left it for like 30 seconds. I'm very impatient. I have no time, to waste. So I was like, I'm only gonna leave it for 30 seconds and boom, let's cure. But yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm just drawing that little spiral there and then cure it for 30 to 60 seconds, depending on what you would like. I do have a bunch of liner brushes, but personally, when it comes to anything with glitter or very fine glitters, I do not like using my good liner brushes because it's so hard to get that glitter off, and some of the brushes I have are no longer sold, so I do not want to mess those up. But yeah, after that, on to the next thing. We're going to go in and do a very thin coat of base coat first, very thin, and then go in and do a full cure of 30 seconds. Next, I'm using this Moto 1's kind of flat brush here. It's very thin, and we're using that metallic drawing gel, picking some of that up, and then just go ahead and just paint it onto the nail. I do recommend to do that base coat just because it's going to allow you to have a very nice even surface to paint that on. You guys can see. And then I'm again curing for 30 seconds. Next, we're going to grab this Baby Nail Tip Primer. Basically a base coat, but it's just very thick. Cure for 30 seconds. We're going to go into that purple now, and we're just going to go into the center there, packing that pigment there. Just tap. And then all around the edges when we have excess, we're just going to go ahead and do that as well to kind of get a little ombre look or aura look. Now we're going to go into the black and we're going to apply that directly into the center. Just give it a little bit of a more darker look or a dark purple kind of look. We're going to go in and now just top coat the entire nail. And then we're going to do a full cure of 60 seconds. Next, we're going to grab that microcarving gel, but now in black. And here, honestly, this design doesn't really have anything. I've done this design before, I believe on another set. But this one is more 3D-ish looking than gel paint. And so here we're just doing little kind of squiggly, weird, deformed triangles, to be honest. They look like branches. I don't know what to honestly call these. The more deformed looking they look, the better, to be honest. So to get that kind of deformed or weird looking look, I'm just trying to kind of wiggle my brush around, especially because this microcarving gel is pretty thick, so it's very hard to actually kind of do that. So yeah, I kind of just try my best to mess with that. But yeah, we're just going to do that all over the entire nail, just like so. And then we need 2 more here on this corner and then in the middle there. And that's just going to give it a little bit, it looks kind of like a cursed mirror or something, I don't know. But it looks kind of really cool. And so here's how that looks. We went ahead and did a full cure of that for 60 seconds. And now onto the pinky, we're going to go in with that base coat again, cure that for 30 seconds, or 60 seconds, my bad. Metallic drawing gel again, and just paint that on. Very thin layer, and it's pretty pigmented, to be honest, so you do not need so much. Then once you've added your very nice coat and let that sit for at least a minute or so to get that metallic look, then go in and do a full cure of 60 seconds. Next, grabbing my No White Top gel, I'm going to apply very thin coats there, and I'm going to cure this for only 30 seconds. I honestly think a top coat looks better when you're trying to do that little kind of ombre aura look. And here I'm grabbing that purple and just patting that into place, because I noticed if I use that base coat, it kind of leaves that little sticky inhibition layer on my brush, and I often have to clean it with some isopropyl alcohol. But yeah, I prefer a top coat, but I would say probably cure for 10 seconds is what I'm getting at, because I cured it for 30 and it didn't get as much pigmented as I wanted, or as much pigment, but still probably cure for 10 seconds and then apply that pigment powder there. I went ahead and now we're gonna go in with some top coat the entire nail, then cure it for 60 seconds. Grabbing some isopropyl alcohol, go ahead and just cleanse the nail. And then we're going to remove that top coat just a bit, just to have a matte surface there, since we're going to be using some chrome powder again. And this is also my second favorite design from this set here. So I'm just doing that very gently. Let's go ahead and cleanse the nail using some isopropyl alcohol. Just like so. I didn't dust away the dust. And here I'm making sure that there's no dust and little crevices there, because that's where it tends to stay. Next, we are going to go ahead and be using some solid nail glue gel. When working with this product, often it will stick to your gloves if you're not using your hands. But please do not use your fingers, your hands. Make sure you're wearing your gloves. And so to get it to not stick, I recommend using 70% isopropyl alcohol and a little spray bottle, and maintaining your tools as well with some 91% or 70% isopropyl alcohol. I recommend 70, to be honest. And that way it's not going to be going ahead and just kind of melting, because often it will just melt and become like a puddle. And yeah, so what I'm doing here, I'm just going to create little tiny balls. I'm creating about 6 little small ones first. You guys can see it's sticking, so I'm making sure I just apply a little bit of that isopropyl alcohol I have on my glove there. And yeah, and so here I am using like a kind of cuticle pusher here, and it has a little bit of some isopropyl alcohol, so it's not sticking to that cuticle pusher. Once you're done with that, you have separated your little tiny balls. Go ahead and just roll that around. Roll. And you want to create about 7 little tiny lines here. The thinner the better. Then I'm going to grab some tweezers and we're going to spray some isopropyl alcohol so it doesn't stick to that. Just like so. You guys can see I'm wetting that little kind of teeth of that little tweezer. And I'm going to poke that line. Just poke it up and just pick it up. It's not going to stick. And here we're just going to lay this onto the nail, like whatever. And honestly, just if you stretch it out, you guys can see I'm kind of pulling my tweezer away. It's going to give me even a much more thinner, finer line. And so here we're just doing a kind of molten kind of looking nail. It looks really, really sick, to be honest. It looks so cool. I really love how this nail turned out. And once I can no longer stretch that, I just go ahead and clean it off onto my little palette there, and I'm grabbing another line. Here you guys can see I'm stretching it, and then boom. I'm just doing whatever, to be honest. The more random looking you're playing with this, the better your nails can even turn out. Don't try to make everything proportional and stuff. It's all about it looking crazy, random. I do recommend to work a little bit quicker. Often I notice when using solid nail glue gel, after a while it will kind of melt and it'll kind of reduce that texture that you have. So I do recommend to work a little bit quicker, so that's why I prepared all my little kind of lines there first. Once I'm done with that and I'm happy with how that looks, I went ahead and cured it for 30 seconds only, and then we're gonna grab some of that chrome powder and just rub it all over the entire nail. Look how gorgeous it looks, so sick, to be honest. And we're just gonna rub that in very gently, and look at that very nice cool texture. We're going to remove that excess, and next we're going to go onto our little charms. I'm going to be using my nail tweezers and some Miss Jean rhinestone glue. It's about $2.50 on Shein. It works good. I've had my cards. I literally gave a review and an update on this product, and it works so good. So what I like to do to apply my charms is on the back end of my little charm here. I like to first fill that with some rhinestone glue gel, and then we left that there. Next, we're going to grab our Born Pretty Super Top Coat. I love this top coat. The liners on this is just really cool and smooth. They have really nice fine hairs, and we just applied one very thin coat without curing. We're gonna go in and just place our little teddy bear there, and we're gonna be using some spikes. I don't know which one to use, the silver ones or the more dark kind of silver, but yeah, we added some of those spikes there, and we're also using these little metallic little balls. I'm using the smallest ones, and we're doing kind of like a weird looking pattern. We're just applying that to the spiral, and then I went ahead and cured that for 60 seconds. Next, apply your thin layer of top coat. Do not cure it. And here I'm just doing a little cross there, just like so. And once you have your placement down, I do recommend to flash cure it first and then do a full cure in your bigger lamp. Now on here, I'm using this kind of precision little rhinestone glue gel thing to apply it where I already know where I'm going to apply my little spikes. And again, we're not curing any of that. We have our top coat uncured, our rhinestone gel uncured it right there. And we're just applying the little spikes all over the spirals very randomly, and it's gonna look really, really nice. Here's how that looks. And so once you have your placement down, make sure you are flash curing them into place before you go into your bigger lamp there. Here I'm kind of just making sure I will have them where I want them to be, my placement down and everything. Here's how that looks. I went ahead and do a full cure for 60 seconds. And now finally on the last one, I'm using this Born Pretty Super Top Coat. This is the one I use only when I'm using chrome powder, just because if you use it for other ones, you're going to have chrome powder on your nails. But yeah, that's basically, I went ahead and did a full cure of 60 seconds. And here's how the nails turned out. They're absolutely gorgeous. You guys know I love stiletto nails, and I really love long nails. Unfortunately, like I said, right now I just want to kind of see how long my natural nails can grow. They grow really quick and really long so fast. So I was like, you know what? Let's just, for fun, grow them out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video, about this set. Do you guys love it? The length, everything. How are you guys feeling about it? I really loved it. I had so much fun making it. I love long nails just because I can add a little bit more to them. But I think, honestly, short isn't too bad. I still was able to add a pretty good design, and I actually really loved how it turned out. Thank you guys all so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this set and watching this tutorial. If you guys need any help, don't forget to leave a comment down below if you guys have any suggestions for my next set as well. See you guys next time. Take care and goodbye.